what if Mamdani becomes mayor?
It's going to be hard for me as the president to give a lot of money to New York because if you have a communist running New York, all you're doing is wasting the money you're sending there. So I don't know that he's won, and I'm not a fan of Cuomo one way or the other, but if it's going to be between a bad Democrat and a communist, I'm going to pick the bad Democrat all the time, to be honest with you.
So, Jack, there's been a debate about what to do for Sliwa voters in New York City. Cernovich, who's a friend of ours, is very, very adamant that it should not be Sliwa's job to drop out of the race on Cuomo's behalf or for the, for Team Sanity's behalf. What's your take on that?
Well, I get where Mike's coming from in the sense that it's Democrats that ran New York into the ground, right? Giuliani was a great Republican. Bloomberg came in initially as a Republican, then as an independent. And then de Blasio comes in, and you've had this slew of Democrats, and then Adams, and now we'll see what we get, probably a communist coming up here tomorrow. So the fact that why should Republicans get the blame for Democrats running America's greatest city into the ground? I totally get that. From a political standpoint, though, I can also see the other side of the argument saying that, look, the entire city has been terraformed by demographics. And for all the people who say, oh, 9/11, never forget what happened, never forget, the people that are voting for Zohran Mamdani, either, number one, weren't Americans on 9/11. Zohran Mamdani wasn't even an American citizen when Donald Trump was first elected to office.
They don't have anything to remember in the first place.
There's nothing to remember. Or they're so young that it's like something they saw on YouTube, but they don't really have any direct memory of what it was like. So, what you really got going on now is this sort of dichotomy between the new New Yorkers and the old New Yorkers. And Donald Trump is an old New Yorker. He remembers the Cuomo family when it was Mario Cuomo, when New York was the kind that had Mario Cuomo was in office, right, as governor, and Curtis Sliwa was out there doing what? Keeping the subways safe. And this was the era of Bernie Goetz. This was the era when crime and murder was so bad. This is the pre-Giuliani era. That's what the Guardian Angels were all about. And that's what Curtis was all about. So Mamdani comes in, and this is an entirely new version of New York that's trying to fight old New York.
Check out, throw up image 96. This is foreign-born population. So the 62%
there you go.
Of his support comes from foreign-born.